Son.
He wants you to get him some food. And probably more
some
besides.
food, please.
Yeah, we're starving.
We're really hungry. I got trapped in a pod earlier, and I've burnt my hand trying to get out. I'm traumatised.
It's meant to be a flotation tank. Trevor marched out of it like Joe Stalin, rampaging around.
I didn't march out of it. I clambered out of it, banging on it like a demented little bug.
It's a bit like in The Matrix. You know when Keanu Reeves comes out of his pod in The Matrix? It was like that, watching Trevor all naked and slimy. My hand hurts! My hand hurts! Brandishing his bleeding hand. And then Matthew comes out all grunting and grinning, just having interfered with himself. Dirty devil. He did. The only person that had a relatively normal experience in that pod was me. It comes to something when I'm the barometer.
No, you had a panic attack.
I had a little panic. I wiped my eyes on my pants when I was doing it. So none of us, we're not normal people. If you do recognise that, Matt Morgan?
I was laying there and I was thinking...
What, you think it's normal to lay in that relaxation pod, strumming away on yourself?
Well, actually, the one thing that made me not want to do it was I thought, or not want to be in there, was I thought 50-50, people must masturbate in here.
You dirty.
It's got to be 50-50. You're laying there for an hour, it's really nice and relaxing.
I think it's a relaxing thing.
Miranda, Zoe, do you think if you were in isolation in that pod... I know it's difficult when you've got the spectre of Trevor Locke nearby to even think about sex, but do you think that you could be tempted?
You might drift off somewhere.
You might drift off somewhere, but I think most people wouldn't. I
was really surprised that you didn't.
I know, well, I'm surprised myself sometimes. Now, listen, let's drift back into the topic of food. We are all a bit hungry. Would you go and get some food, please?
What would you like?
You go to eat on Great Portland Street.
Shops. Other shops are available.
Yeah.
Do you think it's open?
No, it's London. Everything's shut.
Okay, so
hang on, we can phone food to be delivered here.
Yeah. Okay, well, so that's fine. Let's go to. What's our next track out? Oh, we're going to listen to Lily Allen.
Oh God.
We are going to listen to Lily Allen.
Looks like it.
Don't you like her?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think.
Trevor, you do like her, don't you?
Well, yeah.
No. Yeah.
I like this one. I like this one.
You're like a Rain Man character.
LDN.
Okay,
thanks for the cherries. Can I just say that? Thanks for the cherries.
Thanks for the cherries.
And also, thank you, Russell, for spitting those cherries at me throughout that
just the stones,
interview.
Trev.
Just the stones, Trev. I was aiming at the bin.
Yeah,
just
and you've got very poor hand-eye coordination. Even worse, mouth-eye bucket coordination.
Mouth-eye bucket coordination. It's never come up in my life
before. It's quite good to win a competition on a radio show and get invited in and then asked to go to the shops.
Skivvies. Right, well done. Congratulations, you won the contest. Trevor wants a massage and Matt needs a lam sandwich. Now get out. Okay, let's listen to the...
If there's any change, you can get something for yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, darling, get yourself saying you might as well have pushed the wad of tenors down her bra, Trevor. You sexiest pig of a man. Let's listen to Lily Allen.
Lily Allen.
Where are them Italian girls, Trev? What have you done with them?
They've gone missing, haven't they? They were going to come in.
What?
They were going to come in, weren't they? But they've
actually gone missing?
Why did you say weren't they, like we all know about it?
We didn't know that they were going to come in.
Bring them in.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, you
I didn't say that.
He did.
Matt goes bring those Italian girls in, and now they've gone
wasn't
missing.
The only thing he said, but yeah, he did say bring them in, and
I said,
I've
well,
lost
they good
them.
looking. He said, I won't say what he said.
What did you say, Trevor?
I didn't. Look, I'm not.
He goes, they're very hard to separate. They come as a unit. They come as a two. It's going to take a tough guy to break them apart.
It's going to take a real professional, a real safe crack.
I just don't have the time to do it.
I mean, if I could get them apart, if I could prise them apart, I could get into one of them, I'm sure.
I'm the kind of guy who can't even get out of a pod.
You know, if I'm in a pod and a jet goes off, that kind of makes me panic a wee bit. That makes me gash my hand real bad. I'm the kind of guy that if a boot goes through a skylight, I'm going to be talking about that for a couple of decades. That's the way I live my life, guys. Live with it, like it, love me or leave me. That's the way I am. So what challenges have we had for Trevor this week, Matt Morgan?
We've had ridiculous things.
What are they?
Well, along the full spectrum of immaturity.
Life is giving me challenges this week. I don't need any other challenges.
You do need some challenges, Trev.
Do you know what's happened to me this week?
What?
No, we don't care.
That's
My
true.
central
What is
heating keeps going on.
Oh, hold on. No, Matthew,
of the
he's
year.
got a story about his central heating. This is going to be gold.
Oh, this is going to be really good.
Central heating, what happened?
And they found the blockage and it was an old leather boot.
And I said, oh, you've given me a lot of trouble, but before you could say Jack Robinson, that boot had plunged through a skylight like its evil brother more than 3 decades before. There's nowt so queer as folk, or as I say, there's nowt so queer as boots. Joe, why are you staring listlessly, lost in that fashion?
It's a low blood sugar and then an adrenaline come down.
Those girls, competition winners, have gone to get us food now. They've won a competition. They've just been sent off to buy food for you.
Great, but it hasn't gone into my mouth yet. So
Well, hang on, we do need to give them a prize.
Look,
They
all
need
right.
to win something for this.
Do they?
Perhaps what the prize should be is when they come back, Trevor's little face is all covered with pegs, as suggested by someone there.
Someone said stick pegs all over Trev.
That's
Who?
Luke, isn't it?
Luke.
Yeah,
There's
well, we
also
don't
this
do
thing
Luke's
about eating
challenges.
an entire.
We don't do Luke's challenges.
Buy a cheap and nasty loaf of white sliced bread and get Trevor to eat the whole thing.
That'd be nice.
What kind of radio is this? We're three intelligent, mature, sophisticated people. Well, there's two of us, aren't
Pegs, 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 bread, 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 pegs, bread, pegs, bread.
This is nuts. I mean, this is really absolutely...
Trevor,
He wants the pegs on his nuts.
peg nuts? Okay, peg nuts. If that's what you want, that's what'll happen, little peg nuts.
Okay, let's
Trevor.
start on a more intelligent discussion.
Go on then,
Trev,
start
come
something
on,
else.
Kick something off.
Well, I think it's interesting.
Oh, Rambo
Why
was a
do you think
white slave
the
trader.
flotation tank thing has taken off. What is it about that? Is it about going
The
back in the womb?
womb.
People want to escape.
Or is it, for me, I thought I was going to die. It felt to me like dying. I had two panics.
Yeah, it felt like dying.
Where I thought I was dying. I had
What do you
another-
mean? Because it was a sensory deprivation that you live entirely through your senses.
Yeah, and I felt like I was dissipating. I had this little reverie.
Did you feel like you were sinking at some points? Like,
I felt like I had this fantasy that I was dissolving and you two were sucking me up with a straw. And I
Why
wasn't
would
from
you think
Oh
that we
my
were
God.
sucking you up
that. It
with
was
a
day
straw?
drink. But you know, you go off it, you fall asleep, don't you? And
why
then-
would we want to drink you horrible little liquid
What
man?
kind of dirty human Horlicks would you be upon the palate?
But didn't you get that when you're in there? It's so calm and peaceful. It almost feels like you're a personality or a consciousness in water. Like
Yeah,
your body
yeah,
is
yeah.
dissolved. And that's what I thought. Oh my God, I'm just a personality, a floaty consciousness thing in water. I have no flesh.
But my body was
I
in the
think
water.
it's because your personality, if you were locked in a pod with it, which you were, must be bloody awful. That's why you've got a cut on your hand. Similarly for him, I lay there all proud.
Yeah,
You're
too
literally
proud. Stiff,
grief.
proud,
There we are.
ridiculous.
For a moment
Everyone
now,
does
I'd
that.
raised the tone there, and now it's gone
I
back
know,
down
sorry,
to the level
sorry.
of your
You hadn't raised the tone.
tiny-
Oh, I
just
felt
say-
like I was a fleshy milkshake and I thought you sucked me up with a straw. That's not intelligent, Trevor. That's daft.
That's-
Pegs, 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 pegs.
Oh, wait. I think it's
Let's stick
interesting
pegs
that
on him.
You've never actually, because no muscles are doing any support.
Yeah.
And for the first time since you're in the womb,
Little
you're
peggy
not
for
actually
the
supporting
nose.
yourself.
A little peggy for the cheek.
So
Right.
Russell has put a peg
So me
on
and
there
Trevor
on my
tried to
nose.
pull this into it. Mind you, I'm enjoying this.
It's good, isn't it? He looks brilliant with these pegs on it.
Trevor
This
with
is
pegs
not
on
going to
it.
be healthy for
But this
my
isn't
skin
original. This
complexion.
is skin. I
look
saw
nice.
this on Record Breakers as a kid.
It's unoriginal. It's come from Luke. It's a derivative. This is painful.
You're doing all right with it.
I'm going out. I'm
Make
going
this
to meet
camera
a
work so
friend
we can
later.
take a picture.
Don't
of
worry,
you,
it'll just
Peggy.
look like really bad acne.
Yeah, Peggy, stop complaining, you stupid pegster. Let's have a look at you. You're going to take it soon. Peggy Sue. Pretty Peggy Sue. Take one of us together, Matt, me and Peggy Sue, Trev. So those girls are getting our sandwiches and that. And we're talking about the idea of consciousness floating and getting in trouble. There's a nice photo. Okay, let's have a little bit of news. After the news, we've got Matt's cultural review. We've got Trevor's Sonic Enigma. Trevor, leave those pegs!
Painful.
And, of course they're painful. You look lovely now. You've got dimples. You look like a Hollywood matinee idol. Let's have some news. Then we've got lots of great stuff coming up. And here, the news.
Do you think that what's putting you off being able to read like a 6-year-old child is putting a peg on your nipple?
Yeah,
Why
I
are
just
you
wanted to
doing
know
it?
what it was like to put pegs on your nipples,
You
all right?
know what it's like. I've seen you do it in a brothel.
Oh, yeah. That was a terrible time, wasn't it? Do you remember that, Matthew?
Not a brothel because we were in a brothel because we were making a TV show.
Yeah, that's right. With a woman that did adult baby service. She was a very talented woman, actually. She looks a bit like someone from Sesame
She
Street.
looked like an aubergine.
She looked like an aubergine, or she looked like a housekeeper from Tom and Jerry. And, like, remember, she was meant to be getting an adult baby service, and we went to all the trouble of getting that adult baby nappy for me.
From a joke shop.
From a
It's
joke
hardly-
shop.
we went through all the trouble of investigating the culture of adult babies.
Yeah, right, let's get a nappy from the joke shop. We'll go and see this woman in Folkestone or wherever
We
it
were
was.
making what were we making?
We're making something. We're trying to make.
We're making
it was
a
chaos. It was
making a
chaos.
mistake.
We were making a terrible mistake. We went to her house, this woman, and like she was when we got there, there was she was with a transvestite bloke.
Who we both fancied because we didn't
Initially,
realise. And then
'cause she was sat
you know,
by
the
the
light
fireside,
changes.
you
You get
could see her.
used to the room, and then you suddenly think, "Oh
Yeah.
my god!" And then it stood up.
It was a
It
fireman called Steve.
Used to be a fireman called Steve, and we said, "Hang on, you've given up being a fireman
To
to."
become a prostitute. So, like, yeah, when I was a man, I was a fireman, I contributed. Then I had a sex change to become a woman. Oh, what'd you do then? I'm a prostitute now.
Yeah.
Well, why did you do that?
Terribly misogynistic view of women. That
Yeah.
he shouldn't have been allowed to.
Men
be
are
one.
firemen. What are women? prostitutes. Brilliant. Well, the change is complete. Me and Matt both fancied him until we worked out what was going on. And that other woman, like, she did, but she was like a dominatrix, wasn't she? She was like meant to be doing an adult baby service to us because we thought that'd be funny. So, you know, but then what she actually did was beat us up. Well, you pretend to be a baby, get like, you know, maybe get breastfed or something.
No, you get
cry.
put in a nappy, you get mothered. It's
Oh, they
not
go,
even,
"Good
often
boy,
it's not
good
even
boy."
sexual.
Why do it then? If it's not even sexual, just sit at home, watch the telly. What's going on, Trevor?
I'm playing with my pegs.
He's
and
so
slapped my
noisy.
wrist.
Don't play with your pegs, Peggy.
Don't throw them at me then.
Have some pegs, Peggy.
Oh, that went right on my forehead.
It's not been a good day for you, cocky lucky, has it?
It's not, and it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, and then so
She was nuts, that woman.
Yeah, she was nuts.
actually nuts.
Actually nuts, but
We
she got
went
really
there and
drunk.
we said, "Oh, we're filming. We're from Channel 4." We said, but we
Yeah.
weren't. And then, I know it's ridiculous. And then she said, "Oh, I want to go to the pub now."
took us off, got right drunk,
Yeah,
then
she
took us
got
back
on our
home.
money. We went to the pub. She drank a load of booze. And then she goes, "I'm not doing anything now. I'm not doing it." And we went, "Oh, go on." So we had a brilliant idea with that little conflab at one corner of her lounge. She was at the other end bellowing. Just put the nappy on, and then she'll have to do it. so I just put a nappy on and just. Oh, it was fun.
Went up to her. She started goes, "Come on, and give us this adult baby service." She goes, "Oh, this is what it is," and she started hitting me with like a carpet beater, and then with a shoe, like the leather sole of a shoe. Hitting me with that. All the nappy was bursting, and all the insides of the nappy was all coming out like feathers out of the duvet. Then she took us through to the bedroom, took all her clothes off, and just smothered me like ended up nude. And she Matt shaking his head, going, "What?"
I think he's saying don't continue the
I'm
story.
just
It's
going to
too
come
rude.
round to you and whisper something in your ear.
She's what?
Trevor,
There's
will
nothing
you
wrong
tell
with
us another one of your boot tales?
Trevor, tell us something about a pair of shoes coming through the skylight.
Well, it's funny. I used to be given. What are they doing? Oh no, they've got a plan for me. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, I wasn't say that. I wasn't going to say that bit, you maniac. And Matt was going, "Oh, don't admit the ending of the story." Well, I'd never admit what happens at the end of that story. She took us in the bedroom.
It's worse now. It's not as bad as that.
I ended up naked. She poured candle wax on me from a
Who
very.
would do that to a baby? Why is that an adult?
Why would you do that to a baby?
I was
She was just doing it to you, Russ. That's how you made
Yeah,
it.
but I was supposed to be a baby, Trev.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What
she
kind of
see through
babysitter?
He was in a nappy.
I was in a little nap. She goes, "Do you want to whittle yourself?" I goes, "All right, I'll give it a whirl." And then like she covered me all in candle wax. She put pegs on my nipples, right?
That's why I've seen it.
Then she covered my unmentionables with pegs, smothered in pegs, right? Matt was filming, it was just me and Matt there, right? I was all smothered in pegs, getting, like covered in candle wax, agony and pain. I looked up at Matt, who's filming it for support, right? And
not, is he?
you can see it, like, and I didn't notice this at the time.
TV show.
We were filming it, yeah, because it was for telly, we're not perverts, right? And then, yeah, stop playing with things, Trevor. And then, like, so I'm all smothered in pegs, all smothered in candle wax, and when you look at the footage back, there's a shot, and you can see Matt in the mirror, right? You can see Matt filming it in the mirror, and Matt, I'm laying on the bed, covered in pegs, covered in candle wax, wailing in pain. Matt is texting someone on his phone. He ain't even looking at it. He's bored
really
with the
Boring.
debauchery.
I mean, how long can you watch something like that? Him squealing and she was drunk, beating him up in a nappy. It was so boring. And then, at the end of it all, after we realised this is never going to go on telly, is it? Right, what's the next idea?
We ended up
realised
sleeping at her
we
house.
had nowhere to sleep. And she went, we said, "Can we sleep here?" And she goes, "Yeah." And then we said,
She
"Well,
went
where
back
can
home
you
to her
sleep?" She
husband.
goes, "Well, I don't sleep here."
And this
She went home
dump,
to her
it
husband.
stinks of sex. She went home to her husband,
So
left
I-
me and Matt in his bed. Matt goes, "I'm not sleeping in this bed. This is a prostitute's bed." I go, "Don't make such a scene." I had to lay out a towel for him. He had to lay on a towel and that's put another towel
I
on
made
top
a
of
little
him.
nest out of towels. I did go through all her drawers and have a look at her
We
stuff.
rifled for all her stuff. We nicked this drawer in, right? And then we ended up, then guess what we did the next day? We phoned her up and goes, "Hello."
To end the TV show that we'd made, it would never be viewed by anyone because it was drivel and
Good actually. We should put that on the DVD of my live stand-up comedy thing coming out soon.
heavily edited.
It would be, it's filth. Right, and then, like, but at the end of it, we phoned up the next day, we phoned up with, "Hello, this is the Kent Constabulary. 2 escaped lunatics have been on the loose. They've been turning up pretending to be a film crew." She goes, "Oh, God, I met them. They went round here." You go, "Well, what did they do?" "Oh, they were a bit
She
weird,
was really
yeah.
nice.
They wanted,
She stuck up
they
for
just
us.
wanted to," actually, she did. She goes, what did they request?" And we go, "Oh, they wanted an adult baby service." Well, what were they like, these 2 young men?" "Oh, they were nice. They were charming young men. They were nice guys."
They had a camera, they had a headphone. Like that. And then he goes, It was a sketch. You were the detective who phoned up.
Oh, yeah,
I filmed it. And we go, you've got to dress as a policeman to phone up. Do it for a prank call that the viewer knew you weren't a policeman. It's so stupid. So anyway, he's dressed as a policeman completely needlessly on the phone. Go, hello, well, one of the men has a badly bruised bottom. Do you know anything about that? How he might have got these bruises? No, he was all right when he's here. Was she Welsh or something?
She is now, mate. You've just Welshed her right up. Okay, what should we have a listen to now? Louis from Kingsbury. Oh, no, we've got to do the Sonic Enigmas, Trevor's. Sonic Enigma. Should we have a listen to Trevor's jingles? Let's see what wild and crazy junkies confected for us this week. Let's have. So, is this one of your jingles then, Trev?
It could be. I don't know what the finger's on.
Okay, well,
see what
Trevor, that's